Welcome to this first video in a brand new playlist on Gary Clarke Tech YouTube channel. This one is all about testing PHP. So I'm currently working on a brand new course, or it's an update to a course which is now about 3 years old. So I thought it could do with a refresh, and I'm giving it a refresh with a slightly different angle. So whereas previously we did everything in vanilla PHP and we sort of tried to demonstrate integration tests, feature tests in vanilla PHP, I thought there's already very good tools out there which are much better tools than what I could build. And so the course is split into 3 modules. There's the beginning section, which is just testing vanilla PHP using PHPUnit and also a bit of static analysis with PHP stan. And then the 2 other modules are the 2 big frameworks at this point, or at this time of recording, and they are Laravel and Symfony. Those frameworks both come with excellent testing tools which allow you to test an application in many different ways: unit tests, feature tests, application tests. And so we're going to cover what all those things are, going to show you how to cover different test scenarios, what you should be testing, all these questions that you get asked. How do I test this? How do I test controllers? How do I unit test this? I'm going to try and cover everything. And so by using those 2 frameworks, I think all the tools are already there to be able to demonstrate how to test pretty much anything out there in the wild. And so these videos, they're just going to be a weekly summary of what I've been working on, and hopefully I'll also teach you something in each one. And so we'll kick off with a nice example, and that is how to make code testable. And so we work through a refactor, a piece of code which has already been written, but it's hard to test. And so instead of making a convoluted test which just becomes a big mass of spaghetti and isn't really a very good trustworthy test, we look at the code and we say, how can we actually refactor this to make it more testable, make it easy to test? And so this video is taken directly from the course. Usually each week what I'll do is probably show a few different bits from the course, but I thought this would be a nice start and show you the kind of vibe that we're going for in the course. So hope you enjoy this one, hope you enjoy the rest of the playlist as I create it, and I hope eventually you enroll in the course. Enjoy. Okay, in this one we're going to have a look at a refactor to make a piece of code more testable. And code which is testable is generally or usually better quality than code which isn't testable, and it can certainly give you more confidence if you're able to test the code than if you have to do it manually. And so here we have something called a user registration service. Got one method on there, very simple. It needs to register a user. In doing that, what it does, it will create a user, so create a user in the database and retrieve that from a user repository class. And then using that user, what it's going to do is just send a notification using subscription notifier. It's going to send some kind of welcome email or something along those lines. And so this is okay. However, I've started writing a test for this and I'm thinking about what I'd like to test. And so I've got as far as this. I've created my user registration service. I've said service register. If you notice here, we're not returning anything, but then I've sort of come to a bit of a stumbling block because I don't actually know what I'm going to test or how to test it. For example, how do we check that a user was created? The only way I can think of doing that at the moment will be, again, to use the user repository class and actually ping the database to see if there's a new user in there with that email address. And that's okay. Sometimes you will want to test like that. You will want to test that you are integrating with your database. Done it many times. But if this is just a unit test and you just want to generally check that register is working okay, then you probably don't want to be integrating with your database. That's going to require a lot of setup and also a bit of database management because you're going to be creating new records in that database all the time. So just things to consider there. Also, how do we know that the notify user method was called? How do we have confidence that we've actually sent the correct email or sent the correct email to the user? At the moment, there's no way of doing that. And so what we're going to look at here is a bit of a refactor, and we're going to consider a couple of things. How can we improve this code? First thing I can think of is, instead of returning void, we can actually return the user, which was created by the user repository, and make assertions against that user. The other thing is, instead of directly instantiating these dependencies here, what we can do is we can pass them in as dependencies through a constructor, and that way we're able to do what we've done previously, and we can mock these and sort of stub returned values from these methods, or at least inspect and check that the correct value is being passed in to the notify user. And those kind of stubs, we actually refer to them as a spy, the ones where you can actually check that they are receiving the correct values. Let's not get too technical into that stuff. Let's start thinking about this refactor. So first things first, we're going to create a constructor, and then we're just going to inject these. And so here we shall say private user repository, and we'll also say private, this will be subscription notifier, and we shall call it subscription notifier. Okay. And so I can make this read only, I believe, because we don't have any properties that we want to write or anything which we want to mutate on this class. And here, instead of saying new repository, user repository create, what we're going to do is say this user repository create, and for the subscription notifier, we are going to say this subscription notifier notify user. And then finally, what we're going to do is we're going to say this will return a user, and at the bottom here we shall say return user. So in the lesson files you'll see the user repository, and you'll see the user. I've just created very basic classes for those, because the main thing we want to demonstrate here is how to refactor this user registration service. So now that we've done this, it should make things a whole lot testable. We should be able to make assertions about the user, and we should also be able to check that notify user was called with a user ID. Let's go back to the test. As you can see here for the user registration service, we've now got squiggly lines because it's expecting some arguments. So let's get these in the right order. The first thing I'm going to need is a user repository. So I'm going to say user repo equals this, and we'll say create mock user repository. Okay, and then we need a subscription notifier. So subscription notifier equals this create mock subscription notifier, and in fact I'm just going to shorten that to notifier. Okay, and then we'll inject both of those things, so user repo and notifier. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to set up an expectation. So before we call register on our service, what I want to do is set up an expectation that the notify user method on the subscription notifier will be called with a user ID. So again, let's set up some fakes. So I'm going to say fake user equals new user, and then we'll say user repo method create will return this fake user. So basically we're saying that when create is called on the user repository, because we're now stubbing this out, we can just make that return our fake, and so then we can set up this expectation. So here we're saying that notifier expects the method notify user to be called once, and it's going to receive an argument value of 99, 99 being the user ID. Okay, so remember the other change that we made. We said that when we call register on that service, we are now retrieving or receiving a user back. So that answers that question. How do we check that notify user was called? That answers that question. All that's left to do is really just make some assertions about this user. So, a couple of very simple assertions there. We're checking that the user ID is 99 and we're checking that the user email is correct. Let's go and run this. In order to run a test in isolation, we can say vendor bin PHPUnit, and we are filtering for a test called test user is registered and notified. And we get one test, 4 assertions. So what are those 4 assertions? Well, there's 2 here. We're checking that the user ID and user email are correct on the returned user. And we're also making assertions about the notify user method being called with the correct arguments. Okay, so how did you find that? Hopefully you found it easy enough to follow, and maybe it's something which you will be able to apply yourself now. So the main principles we looked at, or the main problems that we came across, the main solutions, is we'd really been instantiating our dependencies inside of the class, and also we weren't exposing anything from this register method. It was just going off and doing its thing. And so we had to think about it, and we thought, is it reasonable to return a user object if we are registering a user using an email? And I think it is. Don't just return things for the sake of things if it doesn't really match what you're trying to achieve. But I think to return a user after registering them is perfectly acceptable here. And so we did that. That gave us the ability to sort of check that user and make sure it had been created the way we would expect it to be created. And also, by injecting dependencies rather than instantiating them directly inside of the class methods, it means that we're able to use some mocks, and therefore we were able to check that things like the notify user method were being called with the correct arguments. So wasn't too difficult. We unblocked ourselves just by thinking a little bit more about how to expose things, how to sort of pull out dependencies and inject them from the outside world. Just made testing a whole lot easier.